Hello guys, and welcome to part 3 on how to create a Neo-Brutalism website from scratch in Figma. This is the last part, so by the end of this video you will be receiving this file, so you can alter it, you can customize it and address your own needs. To refresh your memory, this is what we created. And this is our progress. This is a magazine concept for publishing companies. We have two modes here, light and dark. We defined our variables from the primitives collections. We reference them through the tokens collections, and today we're going to be addressing the numeric variables in order to be consistent with gaps, paddings, margins, and in order to share them with developers. So without further details, let's analyze a bit here the main container. Here you see that here the distance is 40 pixels on the vertical x, 40 on the paddings here, you see 40 on horizontal. The gap here is 32, here again 32, here 32. So it's very good to store these values into variables. So we're going to be using multipliers at 4 because I didn't apply larger values. So 40, it will be the largest value, and here on navigation links you see there is 40. Here on the excerpt is 8. Here is 20, the distance between the picture and the excerpt. So this is very useful, so we have to be consistent. And without further details, let's define our first local variable. So let's unselect everything again in the canvas, and let's click here on local variables. Let's switch to primitives, and let's close our variables, and here at the bottom let's create our first number variable. So the first thing, we're going to be addressing the values for spacing. So here we're going to say none with the value of 0. Let's hold shift and press enter in order to duplicate. Let's click 1 and let's choose 4, duplicate again, and let's choose 8, duplicate, 12. You can skip this part if you want. This is a very repetitive process, but once you got it right, you're good to go, and it will save you a lot of headaches, because you don't want that developers ask you what should be the value for this and why on this button you have a different corner radius than on the other button. So this is very good for consistency, and I think we're done. 40 pixels, it will be our largest value. So let's select all of them and let's create a group called spacing. Okay, but not underneath the color. So I have to move this out of the color, and let's place it underneath. And now let's click on all variables and let's address the variables for radius. So it will be something like square, 0, something like small 1, again multiplier 8. Here you can, I don't know, make something like this. You have to be very creative and think in advance and see the buttons and pictures, what kind of values should they have. And let's say square, small, very small, small, large, medium, large, something like that, very large. Okay, something like extra large, something like circle. And let's see here, I want 36, here 20, here 32, here 40, something like that. Okay, let's select all of them. Let's make a group called corners. Okay, so we have colors that have some groups in it. We have spacing, we have corners, and let's switch to the primitive, to the tokens collections, and let's create something like number, and let's say spacing, it will be padding 0 padding, and here we want to use some variables from the primitives. So 0, it will be none. Let's make this a bit large, and here it will be none. Let's duplicate, let's say 1, 1, 1. Let's duplicate 2, 2. Let's duplicate, select and duplicate 3. You can skip this part. Let's duplicate 4, 4. Let's duplicate 5, 5. So it's a very repetitive process. Okay, so bear with me guys till the end. Okay, let's select again. So a common mistake that young designers still do is they reference in their design document values from the primitives collections. You have to address them from the tokens collections. So let's create a group here, new group with selections, and here it will be something like paddings. You don't want to confuse them, because in the primitives collections we have spacing, but in the tokens we have paddings. So I think this is better, because you don't want to make some mistakes and address them from the primitives. So you have to have separate names. But let's go to all variables, create something like number, and let's say square, and let's address them from the corners. So square, square, corners, square, let's say 0 corner radius. Okay, let's duplicate, and let's say XS, extra small, and for XS something like 1, 1. Let's say a small, something like 2, 2. Let's say medium, something like 3. I don't know, large, something like 4. Extra large, 5. Extra large, 6. And of course circle at 7. Okay, let's select all of them and create a new group called radius. Okay, so now we defined our variables. Let's go back to our design document and let's select the entire artboard, and let's open up and click on the content. And here we want to apply variables from the tokens. So from the tokens, see here, if I click paddings, these are from the tokens, and let's click 9. It's 40 pixels. And the gap here from the top 5 articles, we want to go here on the gap, apply variables, and let's say we have 32. This is from 8, and but not from primitives. I have to go and apply from tokens, so it's something like 32, and here it's again, you see that it's under the tokens paddings. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so let's check that 32 is under the tokens. Okay, so from paddings. So if you can remember, go to tokens and we named paddings. Okay, okay, let's create here, add a variable from the distance between the navigation links, and again apply variables, click paddings, search here in order to accelerate a bit. Okay, let's choose another variable to see if it's working. Yes, it's working very good. So let's stick with 32. I like it, 32. And let's apply a variable to this button. Let's select it. Okay, and you see here on corner radius you have this hexagon that allows you to address to apply a variable. So go to radius, is under the tokens, and let's click something like 16, or if you want 8, but I like it more rounded, so something like that. So let's see that this value is under the tokens, radius. Yes, it's under the tokens. Okay, so the distance, so here see the here is none, so it's 0. So let's say paddings is something like 0. So we have a variable, and here let's establish a variable here, padding. So it's 24, it's something like that. So again, if we're, you see the paddings is under the tokens. Okay, so let's move on to be even more accurate. So again, 24 here, click, so write paddings, and 6 again, and you have to copy the style and go here, and no, the variables doesn't work if you want to copy and paste the style. So you have to manually go under each one. So I think you understand the process here, and you have to repeat this process a lot. So paddings, so you have to go here, and let's say you can select all of them and go to apply paddings and click 5 here as well, apply variable, so 5, this is I applied, and on 1 you see that the gap is 32. And let's apply here a variable as well, but I like it to be smaller, 24, and on the content I like it to be a bit smaller than 24, let's say 20. Okay, and here it's very small, let's apply here as well 2. Okay guys, so I think you got a point. Let's create here as well a variable. So we have paddings, we have 5. Here the gap is 32 again, 32. Here is again 5, padding 5, and now this is how you do it. Again, padding, choose 5. Let's apply a variable to this one, and let's click a radius, and let's choose again 60, but no, in this one I want to be 8, and on this one again radius 8, and let's see where we have buttons. Here I want a bigger value, radius, and let's select all of these 3 buttons and let's apply a medium value here. And as you can see here, we have applied the variables from the radius. Let's click on options and L in order to close all the layers. And here the gap between these 3 sections should be paddings, and let's say 8. And here 28, and here 28. So apply paddings 28. So I could go on and on and on in order to apply variables, but I think I will stop now. And because you understood, I think you got a point, you have a clear understanding. So let's create an inner page. So in order to do that, let's duplicate this artboard and let's address the design category. Let's say someone clicks on design, and let's create that page. So let's rename this design, and here the logo is creative, and let's copy and paste the style, and let's make it something like 24, and let's click out on line height. Okay, let's say this is the name of the category. And what color does design have? Something like text purple. Okay, but let's copy the style of the home because design it will be selected, and let's copy the style of an unselected links and link and paste it through our home because now design is selected. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna select the dark header dark, and this doesn't have a value here on fill. And let's go to the surface here, and let's choose surface purple, and here I want to give it a value of color because I want to have this color even on dark, even on light. So I have to make something different here. Let's switch this to light because this gonna apply also to light and dark, and in order not to switch the values we have to apply a value from the primitive collections. Okay, so this is a text, this is color black, color black. Let's select all of them, color black. Okay, and here color black. Okay, so I think here I don't want this section because we have to, these are articles from an inner page, so let's delete most popular. Let's say we want something that is very simple, and let's say it's just articles that are going in the sea. Some simpler articles that are from the design category. Okay, so this you can delete this because all of the categories are from the design category. So I have experience in working on magazine concept websites because I've worked 5 years on Ringier. Ringier is a Swiss company from the publishing domain. Okay, so here on headings I want to have variables from the paddings as well. I have 114 and let's make it hug. No, I like. Okay guys, so I think I want this to be bold in order to be more emphasized. Okay, so let's apply a value to all the images on the corner radius. So I'm going to select all of them and I'm going to change the values here. And let's click radius and I want to be medium. Okay. Okay, so now I have to add something like date on each one in order to be more realistic. So here I'm going to paste the date here as well, here as well, here as well. Okay. Okay. Okay guys, let's add some variables, but in order to be more accurate, let's select all of them in order to reinforce our creative process. Let's type paddings and let's choose 5. Okay, let's switch 6 and you see how beautifully adapted to each value. So it's very powerful, I think. And let's click on rectangle in order to target the values from the paddings. So you see how you can play with it, you see how it will look like. And let's increase a bit. Okay, so I think now we're good to go. And this is the end result here guys. You can apply values to here, 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 and even if you have images on top of the rectangles, you can still apply radius. See here, you can choose your own images. I will send you the document with no image, so you can choose whatever images you love. Okay, so if we switch here onto light, you see that everything looks very good. So thank you guys, thank you for your attention. I will give you the files, I will send you, and please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you share, comment and subscribe, it will help me a lot. Thank you for your time. Thank you, have a nice day, and stick with me because I'm going to upload more videos each week, so stay with me. Thank you.